Hey guys, what's going on? Crypto Clay here, and today we're going to be talking about Michael Saylor with Microstrategy. As you all know, he was the CEO for Microstrategy for 33 years. He just stepped down this month as CEO because of a litany of things, one of those being his gigantic investment in Bitcoin, which, as you all know, has not been doing so well lately. And a lot of people believe that he stepped down as CEO because of that fact. There's a board of directors at MicroStrategy, and a lot of people believe that they asked him to step down because of the decisions that he made with his company. Whether you agree with that or not is not what we're going to be talking about today. We're actually going to be talking about breaking news that the city of Washington, D.C. has filed a lawsuit against Michael Saylor for tax evasion or tax fraud. The Attorney General, Karl Racine, or Racine, however it's pronounced, said new, "Today we're suing Michael Saylor, a billionaire tech executive who has lived in the district for more than a decade, but has never paid any DC income taxes for tax fraud. We're also suing his company, MicroStrategy, for conspiring to help him evade taxes he legally owes on hundreds of millions of dollars he's earned while living in DC. It's the first lawsuit brought under DC's recently amended False Claims Act, encouraging whistleblowers to report residents who evade our tax laws by misrepresenting their residence. With this lawsuit, we're putting residents and employers on notice that if you enjoy all the benefits of living in our great city while refusing to pay your fair share in taxes, we will hold you accountable." There are already a ton of people speculating on what's going to happen with this, and people are thinking that he's going to have to sell Bitcoin in order to pay for this lawsuit in lawyer fees, or he's going to have to make up for a ton of taxes and the interest on that over the past 10 years. Tons of speculation is already swirling around, but the first thing that I want to show you guys is that somebody posted what the city of Washington, D.C. has as far as his days of residency in the city of Washington, D.C. And as you can see in this first line, it says days with place of abode in district, and then it lists off all of the days that he was in the city of DC. The law states that if you're in the city for over 183 days out of the year, then you have to pay income tax. But these numbers could be coming from a number of different things, and they could be way off. First of all, the guy has multiple houses and multiple yachts that he stays on a lot of the time. He has houses in Virginia, he has houses in Miami, he has houses in the Hamptons. So it's really shocking to me that they're able to conclusively come up with these numbers and say that you were in our city for these amount of days. In 2015, 330 days, and 2019, 331 days. You're saying that he stayed there 331 days out of 365, and he's got all of these other residencies and yachts that he can go and stay on, and he stayed in one city for 331 days. It's just not likely, and I think these numbers are probably wrong. So he could probably get this lawsuit thrown out for that alone. But then you also have to factor in, if you look up where he actually lives, there are a lot of these websites that will actually tell you where famous people live, and his current residence, according to many of these websites, is McLean, Virginia. Well, Virginia, DC is not in Virginia. It's just outside of it. It's very close, but it's not in Virginia. So for them to say that he was in the city for that amount of days, living in the city, it just doesn't make sense if his actual residence is in McLean, Virginia, or wherever. I also saw reports that he lives in Vienna, Virginia. So the thing is, an amendment was made to a law that allows the government to attack people of his stature and essentially say, okay, you owe us back taxes on all of these different things. But it almost seems a little bit surreal to think that the government can make a law, change the law by amending it, and then say, okay, it's also retroactive. And they can do this for 10 years back. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I don't know if it will hold up in court for the government to be able to make a retroactive law like this anyways. So there are a lot of things that he could probably do to have this thrown out, I believe. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to know the law that well, but it just seems to me that there's a lot he can do with this, and I think it's going to get thrown out. I mean, just looking at all of the facts that have been thrown out there so far over the past couple of hours, it just doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere from here. I think this attorney general is grasping at straws to try and prove himself, maybe, or maybe he thinks that they can win and they'll get millions of dollars in back taxes. I don't know. But I do know that Michael Saylor is not going to go to jail for this. Michael Saylor is probably not going to pay anywhere near what they are claiming he needs to pay for this. And I think it's probably either just going to get dropped or it's going to be a slap on the wrist and they're going to settle out of court. That's just my 2 cents on this. Could this have some sort of implication on the cryptocurrency market and Bitcoin right now? Yeah, it absolutely could, especially if it looks like it's going to go one way or the other. If people think that he's going to have to sell Bitcoin, then people are going to panic sell. And that's just the way this market works. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully people don't panic over this, because I don't think that it's too much to worry about at this point. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. They have a massive amount of Bitcoin, and so anything could happen with that. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thanks for watching, guys. Crypto Clay out.